Yeah, whenever the market's down, it's very scary and uncertain, and there's a lot of fear right now.
The stock market's still in rough shape after President Trump moves forward with his tariff plans. Tonight, we are turning to financial experts to explain how you can protect yourself.
In my opinion, this is going to be some dark days that history will look back on.
And federal health workers suddenly laid off, leaving the CDC's Spokane research lab without much of a workforce. Tonight, we're hearing from one of those workers.
We have some thunderstorms popping up this evening, more possible tomorrow, then a big change by the middle of the week.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. It was another volatile day on the New York Stock Exchange. The world markets continue to reel over President Trump's new trade tariffs. Now take a look. This is how the Dow closed today, taking a tumble 349 points after President Trump doubled down on his commitment to those tariffs. And despite hopes around the globe that the president would back off of his plans, he has not indicated that he is looking to stop anytime soon. And if you have recently checked your 401k, you may also be feeling the bumpy ride of the stock market roller coaster. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is here now to check in with a financial expert to find out what you can do right now. Shannon?
Yeah, the biggest piece of financial advice out there right now is don't panic. No matter where you are in planning for retirement, there are steps you can take to ride out the uncertainty.
Another down day for U.S. stocks in one of the most volatile days since President Trump's global tariffs took effect, and that's having an effect on the global economy.
There's uncertainty within kind of the financial construct right now, and a lot of that's coming from the tariffs that are coming out, and we really don't know how that's going to play out right now.
Ryan Farman with Quantum Financial Planning says it's important to not be reactive to the market downturn, but instead make financial choices with your goals in mind.
For people that are still working, they're still contributing to their 401ks, their investments, we see this as a good buying opportunity.
Stocks in major companies like Apple and Google are down around 25%, Farman says, making this a good time to add some of them to your portfolio at a discount.
So for people, let's say, that have over 10 years before retirement, knowing that you have a longer investment time horizon, we want to be more risky with our portfolios.
If you're a few years away from retirement, maybe diversify your investments and take less risks in the market. There is talk of possible recession, but Farman says we can't predict what will happen. Still, he says be prepared just in case.
Always making sure that you have that emergency fund. So having kind of 3 to 6 months of living expenses set away in savings or checking, and then really from there trying to make sure that you're not overspending.
Now, Farman advises you check your 401k every 6 months to every year to make sure your allocations align with your goals. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Also today, President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a meeting at the White House, and one major topic of discussion was, of course, the tariffs. The U.S. is set to impose 17% tariffs on imports from Israel. Those will go into effect on Wednesday. Other nations, too, are now scrambling to try and reverse those Trump tariffs.
We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. We intend to do it very quickly. We think it's the right thing to do. And we're going to also eliminate trade barriers, a variety of trade barriers that have been put up unnecessarily. And I think Israel can serve as a model for many countries who ought to do the same.
Now, during the meeting today, Netanyahu said he told Trump that Israel would soon address his country's trade deficit with the U.S. The president also said he expects to have direct talks with Iran starting on Saturday. He says Iran is, quote, going to be in great danger if those talks do not go well. And after 10,000 federal employees experienced layoffs, we are bringing you more to every story tonight with one of those employees right here in Spokane. The National Institute for Occupational Health and Safety has seen all of its managers let go, and the rest of the workers are set to be out by June 30th. KREM 2's Regan Gallo is reporting live now after meeting with the chief union steward of that federal laboratory here in Spokane. Regan?
The National Institute for Occupational Health and Safety falls under both the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services as well as the CDC. Now, the Spokane Research Lab behind me is the headquarters for the West Division, so everything west of the Mississippi River, and almost all of its 100 employees are being forced out.
Staff received a reduction in force notice in their email, saying management would be dismissed immediately and the rest would end their roles on June 30th.
In my opinion, this is going to be some dark days that history will look back on. That this is when the government turned its back on the workers of America.
This layoff is a part of a federal restructure of the HHS. Associated Press reports about 10,000 employees face layoffs, with about 850 of those within NIOSH.
We've got industrial hygienists, epidemiologists, doctors, engineers, scientists of varying backgrounds, technicians, machinists. It's a lot of people here.
The union that represents these workers say NIOSH is the only federal agency that conducts health and safety research, which will impact mining, fishing, agriculture, forest service, and epidemiology.
It's been hectic. We've got people that have no idea what they're supposed to be doing, who they report to, and with the administrative leave that so many people have been put on, it's put everybody on eggshells.
This lab in Spokane does work across the western United States and in Alaska. Locally, projects are happening in mines across North Idaho.
We have everything from geophysicists going to coal mines in Utah and Colorado to engineers working on corrosion issues.
And the union says they prepare for more unprecedented surprises. There are still lingering concerns that they have about what will happen to the safety work they do across many industries.
Now, the union says that it still stands that everyone will be laid off on June 30th. If that changes, we will, of course, continue our coverage. I'm reporting right here in the Logan neighborhood. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
All right, Regan, thank you very much. Turning our attention outside now. Many of us woke up to rain today, and it continues tonight as well. Turning now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo with a look at what else is in store. Jeremy?
That's not Spokane. That's wherever the championship game's being played. Is that Houston? Where's it being played? Anyway, let's move on. Here in town, San Antonio. I knew it was Texas. Looks too nice outside to not be Texas. 58 degrees is where we currently sit. I ditched the coat. Feels quite nice outside. Look off into the distance. I can actually see one of the storms that I've been tracking on radar that has fallen apart. Right there, that one. That one's been pretty incredible to look at for the last little while on radar. This band of storms down to our south was super impressive, but now starting to fall apart. Just got a message from a viewer out in Ritzville, said no thunder or lightning, but a little bit of rain moving through. Some thunder and lightning coming down up near Newport. Kind of incredible the way that one's playing out, but really I just have my faith all in this one right now. Look at that. Plane flying right overhead. That's not the normal flight pattern. They're probably just shifting things with some of the threats of these showers and storms moving through. Might be able to hear that plane as it goes over, but once again, it's just about tracking the storm. Planes will actually go around it because up and down motion in the atmosphere is what causes turbulence when you're flying. Fun fact. Storms move out. I think we wind up with a little bit of heavy rain, some gusty wind, maybe a rumble of thunder, and that's it. Tomorrow afternoon, another band moves through, but the threat of severe weather is non-existent. I'm going to keep looking for a chance of lightning, but in the coming days, it's scattered showers and then increasing sunshine.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Well, Spokane police are asking for your help to locate a missing woman. Take a look here. Police right now searching for Pamela, a 65-year-old woman who was last seen on Saturday along North Crestline. She is 5'2" with brown eyes. She weighs about 170 pounds. Police say she suffers from dementia, depression, and a diminished capacity. They're not sure what she was last wearing, but they do know she left on foot with a possibility of boarding a bus at some point. So if you have seen her or know how to find her, please call that number there on your screen. And Coeur d'Alene police are searching for a man who is suspected of trying to grab an 11-year-old girl. Take a look here. According to police, that girl said she was approached by a man who initially asked to pet her dog, but then followed her and made an inappropriate comment. Police say he tried to grab her arm, prompting the girl then to run to a nearby home for safety. Officials say the man was walking in the Landings neighborhood. He's described as in his late teens or possibly early 20s. Anyone with information is urged to please contact the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. The mother convicted of killing her own 2 youngest children is now back in court for conspiring to murder another person. Here after the break, we're giving you the latest breakdown in the case against Lorie Vallow. We're back in just 2 minutes.